All right.
Okay. Hey, there's a cop.
Oh, sick. That'd be so funny to be pulled over.
Just immediately pulled over.
Show me the law, officer, where you can't drive and record a podcast at the same time.
I don't know. Sir, I don't know these laws that you're talking about. That'd be fun to pull the sovereign citizen thing while trying to record a podcast.
It says in the Constitution you can record a podcast.
Sir, I'm just a fellow traveler.
Yeah, that'd be funny if they redid the Constitution with like modern stuff now, like right to bear arms and make a okay podcast. Right. It can be about whatever you want. It can be about ghosts if you want it to be.
It has to be okay though. If it's bad, then you lose your citizenship.
Yeah, well, and they kill you. They put you in prison and they kill you. So this is the Confidently Wrong
Carcast.
Carcast. That's right. We're doing the Carcast. We are on our way to Philadelphia.
Philadelphia, baby.
Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love.
That's right.
We're going down there to check out the city, do some mics, and hopefully try to get on some shows. But yeah, should be fun.
I'm excited.
We're going through Connecticut right now. I've been really tempted to just try out all of my really bad jokes that I think of on just like other travelers, like at gas stations.
Oh, yeah?
Like we were at one earlier, and I was in the bathroom, and I used one of those hand dryers, and the brand is World Dryer. And I really wanted to lean over to the guy next to me and go, hey, World Dryer, why don't we start with my hands, pal? they're still pretty damp.
No need to reinvent the wheel here, guy. Why don't you just focus on the palms?
Trying to dry the world, pal. What about my mitts?
you gotta, what is it? Think globally, act locally, or something like that. Yeah. Just start with the small stuff, buddy.
That's one of those expressions where, like, I hate when they do just an expression that's just like telling you like a very common sense thing to think, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like if you were having a panic attack and someone was like, "Oh, take deep breaths." Be like, "Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. All right."
The thing that my body's making me do.
The thing that I'm really struggling to do right now because of everything going on. Have you ever had a panic attack?
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember I was like going skiing and I bought some like pre-rolls to smoke while I was skiing, and so I'm like driving and smoking weed, and I'm like, God, this weed's really good. I feel like I'm having a heart attack. This weed is just so good. And then I had to pull over, and I'm like, oh god damn, like having a fucking full-on panic attack.
Gee, that's one of my favorite things about weed culture, though, is where the appeal is how scary and fucked up it's making you. Like, you're gonna love this. You're gonna go unconscious for a little bit. There was one time, like right when we moved to Portland, we were not even trying to buy weed, because it was, I think the dispensaries were just about to open up. We were just trying to get a pipe, and we go into this dispensary, and we're buying the pipe, and then it's like a weird, you know, like sometimes you go into a store and they're like not even really running it like they're like it's a store, like their dogs there and like their kids there. There was someone like playing an acoustic guitar in the back.
Right, they're having like a family meeting.
Yeah, exactly. They're like having lunch. But yeah, like we go in there and we buy the pipe, and then I think I just, like, before we're about to leave, I'm like, oh, by the way, like, you guys don't sell weed, right? And he goes, no, legally we can't yet. And then he goes like, but if you guys want, I'll give you some right now. I have some in the bag. I don't know. I've seen the store, but I don't know if they're still open. I hope he didn't go out of business just giving random people weed illegally.
Just immediately gets shut down.
Yeah.
First day.
But just like, I love when people just break the law with just no pressure at all. Like, we just said, do you sell weed? He's like, legally I can't, but I'll go in the back and get you some right now.
I'm just so glad we're past the whole, like, I remember at the head shops, like in Wisconsin, like you couldn't call it a bong.
Oh,
like if you go to a smoke shop and you call the thing what it is, you're asked to leave. Like, sir, this is a water pipe.
Yeah.
So, you know, do you have any weed? Nope, it's flour. We're calling it flour.
I was in, I remember that when I was in Madison, I was in one of those shops, and the woman behind the counter was hitting on me. And I feel like it's just, if you're at work or someone that you see is at work, just never hit, like never hit on someone at work.
Right.
I feel like it's just a weird dynamic to have.
Yeah.
But, so I'm trying to buy a water pipe for tobacco, of course.
For tobacco use only.
And she's just trying to make like conversation with me. And like, I'm like, I'm, talking back or whatever. Not talking back like sassy, but we're talking.
Me.
But then like she just randomly brings up disc golf. I think she's just like, oh, it's fun to hit one of these and go disc golfing. And I was like, that sounds fun. And then she's like, a lot of great court, like trying to get me to invite her to go disc golfing.
Oh,
but it's just so funny.
Really liked you.
Yeah, but it's just so weird to like, I'm gonna bring up an obscure hobby and try to get you to take me to do that. You know, it's also like I didn't really show interest. You know?
So just, why are we beating around the bush? Just be direct.
Just ask me out.
Hey, do you want to go fuck me in the woods?
It's gonna sound like I'm like, it's not like this is a thing that has happened. I think it's happened to me like twice, but the one other time this happened, I was like working at that donut shop in Madison, and this girl comes in with like a friend of hers, and they get donuts and they leave, and then she comes back in and she's like hey,
like 5 minutes later. Okay.
Like just by herself. She's like, hey, like I know this is kind of like out of nowhere, but like, do you want to go up the street and get coffee with me? And like I had a girlfriend at the time, and so I was kind of like, no, like sorry, I'm like working right now. And then one of the
I don't know if you see.
Yeah, like
I can't just leave.
You could probably infer I'm on the clock right now.
What time was it?
This was like midday. This was like 1 PM.
Jeez.
And then the manager in the back just goes like, it's fine, like go, like you can go. And I was like, and she's like, I mean, yeah, if you want, like still pushing to like go.
Right.
And then I was just like, hey, like I'm flattered, but like I have a girlfriend, like I can't. And then just got really weird, and then like left, where it's like, why'd you lose your confidence now?
Right.
Like you didn't foresee that this could happen?
That'd be so funny if like your girlfriend was on speakerphone, like, no, go, it's fine. Like everyone's conspiring to make sure you go on this weird date.
But then part of me wishes I just did it, because it's like, then I don't even drink coffee. So like, this random girl invites me and I'm like, I'll have a smoothie. I'll have a small hot chocolate.
That'd be funny if like you went out for coffee, you're like, oh, I forgot that espresso immediately gives me a heart attack.
I have a heart condition.
Start seizing up.
Yeah. Because I don't know, like I've been on a few coffee dates, and it's always very funny to be on one when you don't drink coffee.
Oh,
To be an adult and just be like, do you have juice?
Yeah. Do you have apple juice, please? Yeah. Please.
Yeah. But I always thought it'd be funny to do that, and then like treat coffee like how like a recovering alcoholic would, just being like, I can't drink that stuff. If I do, I can't stop.
Or you're shaking uncontrollably when you get there. Yeah, I remember like I like an improv after party in college.
Sick.
Which,
Sick
dude,
move.
I was the man at these fucking parties.
Improv after party.
There was this really cute girl that one of the girls on the improv team just like literally just like shoves her in my direction. And he's like, hey, meet Chris, and just like pushes her.
Whoa.
And like
it's like How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah. And we hit it off the entire night. Like
really?
I was crushing it, dude.
Nice.
It was great. And we like call an Uber together. Like I like walk her home.
Yeah.
And like I really thought I was gonna get some action.
Yeah.
But then she's like,
action.
she's like, nah. And walked her to their apartment. It was fine. And then we made plans to get coffee like 2 days later. And dude, it's like the magic's gone.
Oh really?
Like when you go out for coffee, it's like it was like 11 a.m.
Yeah.
Like. And it's like I'm not Mr. Hot Shot after the improv show. Now I'm like hungover and like fucking sad.
Oh, wait, this was the next morning.
This was like I think it was the next morning actually, because I really wanted this girl to like me. So I was like, let's get. You want to get coffee tomorrow?
Yeah.
And then just like
she says 8, you're like, how about 11?
How about 11? Yeah, I literally think that's what happened actually. And then we met up and just like zero connection.
Damn.
It's like, you should have just made a mistake with me. Come on, let's just fuck up together and then never talk about this again.
And then get coffee together the next morning and have the magic run
and then
out.
regret it, but at least we've had a nice fuck.
Damn. Raunchy boy.
yeah, but hey, that didn't happen.
That's okay. There'll be other times.
I'm not sad about it. I don't think about it ever. Oh man. But hey, this car ride's been flying by, huh?
It really has. You speed.
I do. I do drive
quite
very
a bit.
fast.
It's been helping a lot.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised that you were down to record a podcast while you're driving, because I think you already feel a little unsafe. And it's like, why don't you get me distracted and have one hand on the wheel? Let's see how that goes.
No, I think the only time I've been stressed out is there was one time recently we were driving somewhere and you were going, I think, 95 and driving with your knees. Oh. I was like, come on now.
Yeah,
let's wrangle it in a little bit.
A little reckless here. Well, I remember when we went to Miami, And we had left. I think we hung out all day and then left at like 10 p.m. And I wanted to get as far as possible. So I was like, driving like 100 in a 60 at like fucking like midnight. I like took a bunch of Adderall. I was just fucking like,
oh yeah.
And everyone,
that was scary.
Everyone was sound asleep. Well, I guess
no, they were.
Yeah,
not.
I guess I thought everyone was asleep, but everyone was just quietly terrified.
Well, yeah, because we went with my buddy Zach, and I thought he was sleeping, and then we stopped, and I was like, oh, you're awake? He's like, I've been awake the whole time. I've been really scared the whole time.
Well, it's not like if you would have said you were scared, I would have slowed down.
Yeah, but it's Midwest politeness. I'd rather be afraid of dying for 8 hours than risk being rude. Well, that also, I don't think you were driving at this point, but then we hit like a snowstorm, and it was like a car where because we went with my friend Carly too, and then like from the beginning she was like, I don't know if this car is gonna be fine, and then the car like started dying in a snowstorm on the way back, which like we were kind of going balls to the wall the whole trip, so everyone was pretty ready to get home. Oh yeah, and I was beefing with he's like my best friend. I love the guy, but I was beefing with Jacob at the time because we had just been living together a little too long. Oh yeah, and he would do this thing where I noticed this about him where he will just we'll be in a conversation and he will know nothing about the subject, and he'll just confidently wrong. Wow. We should get him on the pod.
Talk about this he knows nothing about this, but then he would do that when we're trying to get home. Yeah. So it's I'm asking for directions. He has no idea where the fuck we are or where the fuck we're going, and then authoritatively try to dictate where we're going. Oh, and he sends us the wrong direction. And I think at one point I spazzed on him a little bit. I'm like, Jacob, you gotta be fucking kidding. And then Zach in the car was like, hey, fucking calm down.
Ease up.
This is not gonna help.
Yeah.
It was one of those things. It was like, hey man, I know where you're coming from. Yeah. It's not gonna help.
Yeah. This is the wrong thing to do.
It's a blizzard in April. Yeah.
We
were on spring break.
Yeah. And we gotta come together.
Snowing.
Yeah. Damn, that was a fun trip though. That was a lot of fun. That was a really fun time.
That was a good time. I took a bunch of acid and cried.
That's right.
just sobbing for 4 hours.
I remember we were heading back from Miami Beach. We went out there and then it's the sun's starting to set. We're like, all right, well, let's get back. And it's going to be an hour-long Uber. And our group was big enough where we needed 2 different cars. And I remember ours was the second Uber, and we had to take the cooler back from the beach. And it was a guy who didn't speak very good English, but it's we start to put the cooler in this trunk, and he's like, no, don't get sand on my car. And then we were like, oh, okay. And then we probably did the worst job ever trying to brush off all the sand, but we're like, all right, it's all good. And then he puts it in, and I guess we got sand in it, and then he's just angrily taking phone calls in Spanish, and just none of us know what he's saying, but we know that he's pissed at us. And it was that for an hour was agonizing.
And you're on, psychedelics.
Yeah, I'm not in my best state of mind, and he's just taking calls, and I'm just
this guy fucking hates
this guy
me.
Hates us.
I think he might kill us.
But also, it's fucking spring break, and you picked up a group of people at Miami Beach. You didn't think that sand might come into play?
As far as spring break goes, we were pretty cool. There's some fucking terrorists that come to fucking Florida and party.
Oh yeah, there was.
Oh my god,
there was that guy who approached us on the beach and tried to get us to go to the Scarface Mansion.
Oh yeah,
he was like, you give me $100 today, and then we meet up at this corner tomorrow, and I take you to the Scarface
And I was
Mansion.
Where's the corner? We meet at Senior Frogs? All right. Just bit so hard on that.
Did you actually? I thought everyone was just kind of indulging him.
There was no way I was going to give him money, but I was curious. He knew that I was in. I mean, if it sounded good, I was like, I want to go to a party. I want to have fun.
Oh yeah, I forgot it was a party at the Scarface Mansion.
Yeah, but it was come with me on this boat. It was fucking weird. Horrible vibes.
The whole thing is just if you're doing tours to the Scarface Mansion, why are you why do you have a salesman on the beach at 2 PM?
Yeah. Also, why are you coming up to us?
Yeah, right.
We're not who you want.
Well, actually, I don't know. If he came up to us in a normal setting, and was like, "You want to see the Scarface Mansion?" I'd probably be like, "How far away is it?" I
feel the only currency that matters in Miami is being hot, having a lot of money, and having very hot girls with you. And we had none of that.
That's true.
So it was I'm gonna take advantage of these guys. I'm gonna ask for a bunch of money, and then
also like we're a bunch of like pale people from Wisconsin because other things need to be tan.
Yeah,
like,
we look like mutants.
We like went to a bar the first night. There was like a group of girls just like kind of laughing at us.
Yeah. It's like, what? Oh. Yeah, you can see my veins. Hilarious.
Yeah. But also that, I mean, it was the most jarring, like, clash of cultures you could have, though, for, like, college. Just because I remember we, like, a couple of our friends who went to Miami came over, and so they thought it was going to be like, oh, we'll hang out for a little bit, and then we'll go out clubbing. And we were like, no, we're going to drink here. And, it was like my buddy Zach doing, like, I'm going to do Centurion. That's where I take one shot of beer every minute for 100 minutes. That's the game.
That's a fun game. Yeah, they were like the concept of like hanging out and playing drinking games was so foreign to them. Like they're like, what do you guys just gonna sit here and like talk to each other and like enjoy each other's company?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I don't want to go out and like listen to Tiesto for 5 hours.
Yeah, I don't have $5,000 to just throw away.
Dude, going to a club and buying a table is the most like insane concept. It's ludicrous, to me. I don't understand.
Well, I remember
at all.
like we went and saw Wax Motif in Boston.
Oh yeah, shout out Wax Motif.
Shout out Wax Motif, the Royale in Boston.
Oh,
but it's like a fancy club, and we're like right up, pretty close to the DJ. Like we can hear the music fine. We're dancing, and then there's a guy standing behind a velvet rope. Like it's us, and then reach across. It's like within arm's length of this velvet rope. Mm-hmm. And he's like bragging to us about spending $15,000 to stand like where we're standing, but just behind insane. A rope.
Yeah. And, like, you ever see the bottle girls? Like, they look pissed. They, like, all of them are just not even hiding the fact that they think that this
they
is,
think
like,
you're
pathetic.
a loser.
Yeah, and you are.
You are a loser.
Yeah. You're a loser with a lot more money than me. I'm a poor loser.
Right.
I'm not fucking spending it on being around hot girls.
Right.
I'm spending it on video games.
Yeah. Why don't you invest in that, buddy?
Why don't you play Elden Ring, bud?
Yeah.
But, yeah, I remember... Because also at that club, I think we both wore hats because we're a couple of hat guys.
Well, I'm a hat guy.
And they're like, oh, you have to check in your hat for $20. And I was just livid. I was just steaming about it. And then like 3 weeks later, they made that documentary about Aaron Hernandez. You know that guy?
Do I know that guy?
Yeah.
You heard of him?
Known bad boy, Aaron Hernandez.
The Bati boy.
But yeah, it was like talking about just how he was clearly like troubled and like fucked up and like all the like
Such
shitty.
a funny way to put it.
He was troubled. Yeah. But they're like, oh yeah, like he'd do this and he'd do this, and then one of them was just like, and he would freak out at clubs and yell at people, and I was like, that one actually makes sense.
Yeah.
that one's kind of reasonable, if I'm being honest.
Oh man.
But no, he had some troubles.
He was troubled.
Yeah. I think my favorite part of that was, I guess it's weird to have a favorite part in a true crime documentary where people die, but the most entertaining thing to me was like his friend that he like shot in the eye, but he lived, and then his friend was just like, what the heck, man?
Yeah. Like, come on, man.
You shot me, bro.
Dude, you really fucked me over back there.
I think he says that and then says, like, I love... Like, he says, like, it's all love, though, man. Like, I love you. But, like, dude, what the fuck?
Well, I'm pretty sure... Weren't they fucking each other? Wasn't that part of it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
But it's a messy relationship.
Yeah, true.
You know what they say? You got a spicy Latina lover.
That's right.
They'll get you.
You better buckle up, pal.
You better buckle up, dude. Watch out. God.
But yeah, I mean... It really is because I feel like in football, it's kind of like you can get away with really bad stuff if you're good at football, but like you could never be good enough at football to get away with what he was doing.
Oh no, there's no chance.
Moving way too sloppy.
There's no chance. Yeah, way too sloppy.
Way too sloppy.
Well, I mean, I don't know. He couldn't, but like you heard about Antonio Brown, right?
Didn't he like beat up his son?
No. That's Ray Rice, I believe.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of domestic violence.
Yeah, I mean, it keeps happening
in the league.
Yeah,
but no, this guy, he's like insane. Like you can kind of see like over the years his like mental state degrade.
Mm-hmm.
He like quit. He just quit a game in the middle of the game, just like threw his jersey off and just like runs around shirtless, like quitting on the team. It's kind of cool. And then after he was thrown out of the league, he like got arrested in Dubai because he was like hanging out in the hot tub and just flinging his cock around. And like
Jesus.
just like there's like a woman like flirting with him, and then he like obviously took it way too far because he has zero impulse control.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's got fucking CTE, I bet.
Yeah, and then he like started like, I can't tell if it's like his attempt at starting like a media network or something, but it's called he's just constantly tweeting CTE SPN, and he's just like, you know, talking about, he'll like break sports news and shit, and it's always just hashtag CTE SPN. And he had a 2024 award show for like Cracker of the Year.
Oh, I did hear about that.
And, you know, N-word of the year.
God damn.
And it's I think if he was still in the league and he murdered a guy, he might have been able to get away with it at one point.
He was that good at football.
Was so fucking good, dude. But
well, did you ever see that Will Smith movie about like the doctor who like broke the or like discovered the CTE thing?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess in hindsight, it's like easy to be like, "Oh, you didn't see this coming, you dumbasses." But like, I don't know how true it is.
You're telling me banging our heads together every day for 20 years fucks up my head?
And then just like not being encouraged to be good at school at all or like anything like that. But the like inciting incident in the movie is like a retired football player who was like a fucking champion, like had like multiple rings, and then he's just like, his head is so messed up now that he is like living in a van in a parking lot, and then like drinking and like tasing himself to fall asleep.
Oh my god!
And then they're like, something might be wrong with these football players.
I'm starting to think this game's a little bit dangerous.
What could it possibly be?
Yeah. Oh man, I wonder. Like, I'm kind of surprised like there hasn't been a Chris Benoit in the NFL. Well, I guess Aaron Hernandez is a Chris Benoit-esque.
Yeah, but I mean, it seems like there's a lot of Chris Benoit. I mean, maybe not like that extreme yet, but like, dude, it'll happen eventually.
That'll get you.
I heard like, because also that, you know, like WWE, it's another thing because you're constantly getting hit in the head. And I heard like, I was watching like part of that documentary on like Vince McMahon, or like heard about it somewhere. But basically they were saying like, oh yeah, like back in the day before they did like protected chair hits, and they're explaining how like back in the day you would just get hit in the back of the head with a metal chair, and then now they just like do a subtle move to like put up your hands and block it, so you're not just getting bashed in the skull.
Oh Jesus!
But it's like, how did that not take a week to find that
like,
rule?
Hey, that took you like a few decades.
Yeah, because it's so funny to like be in a sport where it's like, yeah, a lot of this is pretend, but you do need to get hit in the back of the head with the chair. Like that's a crucial part of this.
But no, I was just thinking, it's like, because with the WWE guys, it's like, yeah, they're jocks, right? Like they're athletes.
Yeah.
But there's also like another element of like drama with these guys, because they are like kind of theater kids at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's like almost like more self-awareness that they're like being paraded around like animals. Like, I feel like the mental health crisis with wrestlers, I think, is a lot higher than like football guys, because they're just the bros. You know what I mean? Like they're just having fun. They're just fucking around.
It's also like in sports and football, it's like, we're going to put you in this position and you perform, and if you perform, you know, you get more money or whatever. Where like wrestling, it's like, I got to prove myself, so you write a script where I do cooler stuff, you know?
Right.
Like it's, because you remember we watched like Iron Claw when it came out, and like Zac Efron's character, he like does a match, and then he gets like thrown out of the ring like onto his back on the concrete, and he like takes a while to get up, and the dad's like, they were testing you, like you had to get up fast. It's like, what do you mean?
Right.
Well, that'd be like if you wanted to get on a show in like stand-up, and they're like, all right, but first do this bag of cocaine to show us that you can do that.
Show us how serious you are.
Show us how fucked up you can get, and then we'll put you on. Then you'll do a tight 5.
Yeah. Keep it tight.
Keep it tight. Do a loose 2, but do this bag of heroin first.
Yeah.
Bang out this speedball.
Yeah, make everyone laugh in 2 minutes, and you're on a lot of drugs.
Yeah.
Go. But yeah, no, and also like you never get, as a wrestler, you never get that satisfaction of like winning. Like when you're a football player, like you know, like you won the game.
Yeah.
Where like a wrestler, it's like, no, it's like the outcome's predetermined. You don't actually get that satisfaction of winning. Like you're just paraded around by like a monkey, and you have no glory. It's all just smoke and mirrors.
Well, I wonder,
and you're getting your fucking head kicked in.
I wonder like how often a wrestler's just like, no, like enough is enough, and then they kind of like go off script You know?
Yeah.
Like if you're like Triple H and you're supposed to lose and you're like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm going to win. And then you like actually beat him up.
Right.
Like I wonder how often stuff like that happens.
I wonder how many spazzes happen too.
Probably a ton.
You know?
Probably so many.
I'm sure Benoit had a few spazzes.
He had, I think, one of the biggest spazzes
he had
of all time.
The ultimate
yeah,
spaz.
he had, I think, the world's biggest spaz.
That'd be so funny if he was playing like that NERD song. Whoa, wow. While,
Yeah.
you know, murdering his family. Isn't that funny?
It's dark, but I mean, like, I don't know. It is like, you know, like if you're on death row, you get like a last meal.
Right.
Like a lot of times if someone commits like a horrific crime, I am kind of like, I wonder what the last thing they had to eat was.
Right.
You know?
Right. Well, also it's like, he hangs himself with the Bowflex. Like,
Yeah.
come on, dude.
I mean,
that's just the theater kids fucking.
It's pretty badass.
Like, it's like, oh, you're just pretending you're in a fucking movie.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Also, just imagine like being a cop reading that report, like in the Bowflex.
a Bowflex. Wow. How do you even do that?
Do you think there's any chance he was just trying to work out?
He just the lights were off.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out how to put them on.
I had a lot of steam to blow off.
Yeah.
And tried to use the Bowflex.
You'll never believe the kids were sneaking into the house.
Yeah. Well, it's I wonder. Like, I'd love to see how Bowflex like did in the market after that. Like, I wonder if it was like a Bronco situation or more like a Corona beer situation.
No. Didn't Bronco sales like skyrocket after that,
Yeah,
or
but
did
didn't they like stop making it? Like,
I don't know.
I thought it was like everyone started buying
Like-
because they like just started remaking them. I thought.
Right.
I think so.
Oh yeah, I don't know. But it's like, wait, like, you got a Bronco, so you might kill your wife. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
Yeah.
I love my wife, but I bought a Bronco
Yeah.
recently, and now all of a sudden I just want to fucking almost behead her.
Well, there were probably like a lot of like dumbass like finance like white guys in LA who are like, everyone's talking about the Bronco. I think I need to pick myself up a Bronco.
I want the ladies to think I'm dangerous.
Yeah.
Do you think he killed his wife? Right. That's not like
Yeah.
a controversial
Well,
thing.
no, like I think it was just like, I think everyone knows that he did it. I think it was just like with everything that was happening in that time, a lot of people were just kind of like, you know what, we just want to see him win.
Right.
Like, we just
want to see a black man in America
yeah,
win.
They were like, I think they even like interview people who are like, yeah, I think he did it, but like, come on,
It's OJ.
give him a win.
Come on.
He's fucking OJ.
Look at him.
Yeah.
He's so fast.
But also like, OJ kind of had like some kind of like weird racist opinions about black people, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah.
Like, I think he was just kind of like, I think I was like reading somewhere where it was like he did a lot to like, in his head he was like, I want to be more white, you know?
Well, I think at one point he said, "I'm not black, I'm OJ."
Yeah. Well, because I think a lot of like black celebrities were kind of like siding with like Muhammad Ali, and I think he like got some flack for like publicly not siding with Muhammad Ali.
Flack from like the black community.
I think so.
Yeah.
You know what? It could just be a dream I had.
This is confidently wrong.
That's right.
But no, that'll happen. You know,
Yeah.
they wanna appease the white man, and he got away with murder. So
He did get away with
must
a
have-
double
He must have
murder.
appeased the fuck out of those guys. Because like that's how Norm got fired from SNL.
His OJ bit?
He kept doing bits. Well, it's not the one OJ. He like kept doing it.
Yeah.
And I think the executive, like the head executive at NBC, was like friends with OJ, and he's like, "You got to get this guy to stop doing jokes about me killing my wife."
Damn.
And then they fired him. So
Hey, worth it. You ever you've heard like the Norm bit like on his like special about OJ, right?
on the special, I don't know.
It's very, very funny. It's just like the idea of like how crazy it is that he got away with a double murder and then went to prison for like stealing back his own merchandise.
Oh, really?
And it's just because he like, I mean, you know, he broke into a guy's home and like threatened him and like took back like memorabilia of his or whatever. But yeah, then he goes to prison for that. But yeah, this Norm is just like, well, I bet now he wishes he went to prison for the first thing, because you know in prison it's like the hierarchy. At the top are your murderers. At the bottom are your people who steal their own merchandise. And so yeah, he's probably like getting fucked in the ass in prison.
Right.
And he's like, what? No, I killed my wife and a waiter savagely. He's like, we saw the trial. If the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit. Now get over. Get your ass over here.
Get your ass
I'm gonna
over
fucking.
here.
The king.
The king.
By far
Rip.
the best comic ever.
Yeah, rip. Rip to a real one.
Ripperoonie. I do, even with him though, like I do get annoyed when like a celebrity dies and then people act like they were their best friends for 50 years. Because, I think the way to do it is like when MF Doom died and then his wife was like, hey, MF Doom died 8 months ago.
Right. They were still having people like wearing his mask performing as him.
Yeah. Well, I feel like that's just that's a good precedent to set because it's like, oh yeah, you're really sad about it. Well, you didn't notice in 8 months.
Right.
It didn't affect you at all.
Right.
I don't know. If you're bummed out about someone dying, obviously that makes sense. But it's just when people like make it about them, it's just it's annoying.
No, I mean I'm trying to think of any celebrity deaths that really bothered. Mac Miller really bothered me.
Yeah,
that one.
Sad.
That one was really sad.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes it isn't. Like Jimmy Carter.
He's 100.
Yes, he's a fucking. Honestly, a more eye-popping headline is Jimmy Carter 100 is still alive.
I know, right? He's also like I don't know. Whenever there's like an old ex-president, it's like you hear like every 6 months you hear about Bill Clinton. I didn't hear anything about Jimmy Carter.
Yeah, nothing.
Ever.
Nothing. So of course he's dead.
Yeah. Not that I remember he died and then our dad was just like, he was a terrible president. It's like, all right.
All right. Cool.
Look at the ones now.
Yeah.
They're way worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, because if you ask him about like why you didn't like Jimmy Carter, he'd be like, I didn't like this policy. I didn't like this policy. It was like, damn, that'd be so cool to have policies.
Right, yeah.
You know?
That'd be cool to have actual debates.
That'd be really cool
things.
to do stuff and have programs.
Yeah, have some sort of goal.
Yeah.
Not just screaming.
Yeah. Yeah, and now it's just like, I'm going to fix the economy. And it's like, how? And they're like, do you know the other guy's a Nazi? Did you know that? Did I ever mention that to you?
My opponent doesn't want to do anything.
Yeah.
So, well, what do you want to do? Not what my opponent's doing, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, it's crazy to think like how off the rails it's gotten. Because I remember in 2016, the first time Trump was running, it was like, I remember it was like Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, and like the expose was Donald Trump, his family changed his name. It used to be Donald Drumpf, and it was like, get him. Don't call him Donald Trump. Call him Donald Trump. And then now it's like, yeah, the liberals are eating kids and they're sucking out adrenochrome, and Trump's a Nazi. He's got the flag in his room.
But it's so funny, like, oh yeah, he changed his name. Was that before or after the tape of him saying he loves to grab women by the pussy?
Yeah.
Like that's your smoking gun?
Yeah.
Is Drumpf. Wow.
Yeah.
You really showed him.
I mean, that is crazy. That should have been fucking strike 1, 2, and 3. I don't understand how any of this has happened the way that it's happened.
By the pussy thing?
There's I saw a thing where I think it was Jimmy Carr was saying that there's a rumor that like all of this happened because I think it was Chelsea Handler was on The Apprentice, and he was saying that allegedly her and Donald Trump were both on The Apprentice, and then he was like pissed off that she was getting more money than him, so he was like, oh, I'll just get my clout up by just running for president as a bit, and then 6 months later it's like, I could win this.
Right.
Which, I mean, I remember, like, it's dumb to be like, oh, I called this when it's like a thing that I hate that it happened. Mm-hmm. But like, I remember it was like when, like right at the beginning of the debates where it's like, there's like 12 guys.
Yeah.
And they're all debating. I remember it was like the two people they focused on from the beginning were Trump and Clinton. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, those are going to be the two guys. Yeah. Everyone else is gonna get whittled down because you're the two that they're talking about.
Yeah.
And, he hit the debate stage and no one had ever seen anything like that before.
A performance unlike anything else.
I mean, yeah, it's,
Well, I think, like, I'm sure the Chelsea Handler thing, but also, like, I know at, like, a White House press correspondence dinner, because, like, ever since Obama got elected, Trump was, like, taking shots at Obama constantly.
Yeah, he was doing the whole birth certificate thing.
Right,
and shit
right.
like that.
Yeah, and then at the White House correspondence dinner, Obama took a bunch of shots at Trump.
Yeah.
Like, just a bunch of digs. Like, oh, like, yeah, you want to try being president, you fucking loser, you fucking idiot. Like, oh,
it's a
yeah,
direct quote.
give it a go, you fucking moron. and then what do you know? He did.
Yeah. I mean, shit.
Fueled by spite. Sorry, I'm a little bit sick in case you couldn't.
A little bit under the weather.
Couldn't hear in my voice.
Yeah, I mean,
but yeah, no, that shit was fucking crazy.
And like I don't think it's going to be a good 4 years from here by any imagination. But he can't go for 3, so that's something.
I mean, he could just get domed first day and just fucking.
Well, because it's inauguration is the 20th.
Yeah.
And he's doing a rally the night before, which seems like
really?
a bad idea. Yeah, he's doing a victory rally the day before inauguration. But anyway,
that's like getting fucked up before graduation.
I know,
like
right?
You're gonna miss it, dude. What the fuck?
I'm gonna get to Oregon. I'm gonna be in Portland, Oregon on inauguration day.
Oh, the stronghold.
That's gonna be wild.
Yeah. Welcome to the city.
Yeah, that's gonna be like remember in COVID when they were doing that thing where it's like every night we're gonna clap for nurses.
Yeah,
it's gonna be that, but just everyone weeping. It's just gonna be like a biblical apocalypse. Just everyone weeping in the street.
It's gonna be like Nosferatu making his way home.
There's gonna be wooden carts with bodies for some reason.
It's gonna be like body, but they're all still alive. They're just crying.
They just can't today.
throw your she can't even.
Yeah,
this is the can't even wheelbarrow.
They're gonna do like a news bulletin. They're like, this is an emergency. Everyone needs to start rationing blue hairspray. Where the city's running out of it. At least consider switching to red or pink for a little bit.
It's like instead of like bring out your dead, it's like bring out your meltdowns. Throw your temper tantrums in the wheelbarrow.
Which, to be clear, I am also not happy about.
No, I'm not happy. No one's happy.
It's gonna get nutty. Yeah. It's gonna get weird.
It's a little wacky.
Yeah, it's gonna get wacky. It's gonna get wild. But no, I mean, I remember like this has happened before, and he pretty much did nothing.
That's the yeah. I mean, we don't need to.
Yeah, I mean, this is not the political podcast.
No.
This is the roadcast.
This is the car cast.
Do you have any dumb bits you've been thinking of?
I was thinking about doing stuff about ROTC.
Oh yeah.
I had a little stint in Navy ROTC when I was in college.
It's funny. I know you and one other guy who both tried ROTC at Madison and both gave up. Well, he got kicked out, but both washed out pretty quickly. I distinctly remember him saying, "If Chris can do it, I can do it." And guess who couldn't do it?
And what do you know? Neither of us could do it. No, but I just.
Well, you just didn't want to.
No, yeah, and it's supposed to harden you, but I just Karened out.
Yeah.
So hard.
We're back. Sorry about that. We had to stop for some crucial football news.
My father called. The Patriots are fucking up left and right.
Oh, that's not good.
So they had the number 1 pick in the draft coming up, and all they had to do was lose today, something they've been doing all year, and they fucking won. So now instead of getting the number 1 pick, they get the number 4 pick, and they fired Gerard Mayo, their coach, who I'm happy about, but he's kind of sucks.
I remember like a while ago, I was trying to explain the plot of the movie Dune to my girlfriend, and I think to her it sounds exactly like how football stuff sounds to me.
Oh yeah,
we're just like that's awesome. I'm glad you have your little thing.
It seems like you're having fun.
I couldn't give a fuck any like. I don't understand why a football draft is televised.
It shouldn't be.
I don't see why it is. I guess where it's like, yeah, everyone's gonna be really excited, so make it like a big party. But like, don't they get like a call and like they're at home, or are the players there?
Sometimes they're there, sometimes they're at home. Usually like the big ticket items. That's a weird way to put it. Sorry. The higher profile players.
Yeah.
The big ticket items. Jesus Christ. But yeah, no, they're usually they're at home. And yeah, no, people will make millions of dollars just saying what a team that they have no affiliation or involvement with should do.
Yeah.
And it's
who they would pick if they were in charge of the entire thing.
That'd be like a guy making like millions just talking like, in Dune they should have shot it in Saudi Arabia actually. Yeah. Like that's where they should have shot it, not in where it's like just blindly speculating on.
But it's also like it's just because like I don't know football at all. So it's definitely like just an outside perspective. But like every time I hear someone be like, "Oh, well, this coach really fucked up. They should have done this or they should have that," it's always just stupid to me to be like, what he should have done was won all the games.
Right. Yeah.
What he should have done is he should have stopped them from scoring while also scoring more for his own team. And then at the end of the game, he should have had more points than the other team.
Right. No, what he should have done was make the decision, see the outcome, and then go back in time and then make the right decision from there. That's what he should have done.
He should have made every single correct decision at every single time.
He should have done the right thing.
Yeah. And then like they'll fire coaches, and it's just like I don't understand. Like who's able to be like they're a bad coach? This guy though is a good coach.
The funny thing is a lot of time like a guy with a ton of money buys a team, and he's working in like software his entire life, and then that guy will think that he actually knows how to put together a team. So then this guy will tell like people who've been playing football their entire lives what decisions to make and like what the right move is.
Yeah.
A guy who knows literally nothing.
Yeah.
I could not imagine being in a situation like that and not spazzing on him.
Oh yeah.
Like,
or you ever see Moneyball?
I saw like the first half.
Yeah, it's like the same thing, but like with baseball, and it's just like the guy being like, "What if we used math to choose instead of like moxie and know-how?
Right.
Like if they have sand or whatever."
Yeah.
And then it's just crazy to have like an entire staff of like a huge like multi-million-dollar company basically just be like, "No, we should stick to moxie. We should just go based off mojo and feel."
Right. Yeah, where are our metrics on grit and determination?
Yeah.
But I don't know, it's fucking sports, dumb.
Yeah.
Sports ball.
Sports ball.
I'll play a little sports ball.
I mean, I guess, if it was a similar thing happened to me where someone's just like, "Hey, I know you've been like trying to write jokes and like trying to find things that you think are funny and then make them funny, but we ran a program, and if you say these words in this order, it'll mathematically give you a better outcome." I'd be like, "That's fun. That sounds lame. I don't want to do that.
Get the fuck out of here.
What about moxie?
Yeah, come on.
What about sand?
What about grit?
Yeah.
Mom, I'm going to stick with my grit.
Yeah. Have you given me any numerical score for my determination? I'll give you a hint. It's low. It's a low number.
Well, I got a 6 out of 10 on the know-how scale. I got a 8 out of 10 gumption.
That's right. But we were talking about ROTC.
Oh,
and
that's right.
the guy, I had a roommate my sophomore year who he went to ROTC, and it was just the most dickhead, like inconsiderate person I've ever lived with, because he has to ship out to like boot camp basically for like a week,
right?
And so it's like the day before he's supposed to leave, and he's just like, "Hey, by the way, we have to pay rent in 2 weeks. I don't have enough money to pay rent. Anyways, I'm gonna go to ROTC." And I was just like, "What are you gonna do?" And he's like, "Well, I was gonna sell weed, but I'm leaving." And I was like, "Is this what? Are you trying to get me to sell weed for you?" And he's like, "Anyways, I'm off to ROTC." And then he takes my shoes. He takes my shoes as like shower shoes.
Jesus
so
Christ.
I say, I'm like, did he fucking take my shoes and go to boot camp and not have money to pay rent?
So they should have boots for you there.
Yeah.
The fuck?
But then he ended up doing pills because he thought they wouldn't come up in his drug test. And guess what came up in his drug test?
Would it be the pills?
It would be the pills. And then he tries to get out of it by writing a letter to like his drill sergeant or whatever, basically being like, "I asked my roommate Pat Nugeth," and writes my name in the letter for like an aspirin because I was sore from working out, and he must have accidentally given me something that wasn't aspirin that came up in the drug test. And then he told me, I'm like, "Why would you put my name in this letter to the Navy?"
Ugh.
And then it also just didn't work.
Yeah. It's like, you okay?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Have fun working in a factory,
right?
You dickhead.
Well,
fuck you.
Yeah, it was really fun because like when I was in ROTCE, there was like a guy who, he was like a drug. Like, he was just a fucking party head, just a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And we had drug tests, and he got tested, and he's like freaking out about because he was on a full scholarship. It was all paid for him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
And he fucking blew it. And then he's just like, "Well, I think I'm just gonna tell them the truth." And it's like,
don't.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Tell them the truth that you like. they're not going to be like, oh, well, he was honest about doing a bunch of cocaine the night before Navy stuff, so we're going to keep him around. It's like, who gives a fuck if you're honest? Like, you're done. That's it.
If you are in anything involving the government, never be honest.
No, it's not going to help you.
There's this podcast I listen to, and the two guys who run it are both like former Army guys. And it's I'm balding. I'm a white guy. I like history. It's a history podcast.
It's a history podcast.
He was telling an anecdote about how like apparently it's just very common for if you get busted for a DUI, but like by the military police, they'll just bust you down in rank. Like you lose a little bit of money, but it's not like life ending like it is for a civilian.
Right.
But apparently it's like a pretty common thing for a guy to be like, oh yeah, I was like a lieutenant, but then I got a DUI going into base, and now I'm a like fucking sergeant or whatever. But he was telling the story about how that happened to a guy, and then this other officer heard about it and was just like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what you do is you drink the whole time while you're driving back, then you roll down all your windows, and then you start smoking cigarettes, so then when you roll through the base, they just think it's cigarettes. It's just like, it's so wild to be like, that's such a rookie DUI mistake to make. This is how you do it.
The best and the brightest.
Yeah. An expert on DUIs.
Hey, fuck, what, $10 trillion every year? That's money well spent. Right there. No, what was wild about leaving ROTCTE was like, so when I joined, you like met with the like executive officer. Mm-hmm. He just mentioned to me, he's like, bring a laundry bag. So I was like, okay. So I brought my own laundry bag, but I guess I was the only one who brought his own laundry bag. Mm-hmm. We're talking like a $1 laundry bag. Yeah. So I leave, I turn in all my stuff, but then like I have like 5 or 6 officers reaching out to me to get their $1 laundry bag back. Jesus. That like I was not issued, and I had to tell them like twice I was not issued a laundry bag, and they kept asking me about it. And it's like, dude, you haven't had a successful accounting of the Pentagon in 50 years. Yeah. But like, let's fucking tear the earth apart to find this fucking laundry bag.
Well, it's also funny because like from their perspective, they're probably like, this fucking guy wants to quit and then keep some of our stuff. Where it's like, did they think that you wanted it as a souvenir of your time in ROTCTE?
Yeah. This unforgettable experience.
Because how long were you in it? Like a month,
like,
right?
Not even a month. Yeah.
I mean, even when you were talking about being in, I was like, that sounds so fucking awful. Yeah. Like that. I don't know why he's doing
this.
Yeah.
Hey, think about college, but nothing fun about
it. Take out everything fun you get for the money you're spending, and you're like, you're in practice army.
Right.
Like, it's just, just do push-ups at home.
And
like,
dude, I really thought that like girls would see me in the uniform and want to fuck me.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not even kidding.
You thought at UW-Madison?
Yeah, I thought at UW-Madison in 2015.
Yeah, a school famous for anti-war protests.
Yeah, I was like, oh, they're gonna love me in my fucking like digital camo.
That's
play
so
pretend
fucking funny.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I really and then I had to wear the uniform I had to wear a uniform to my film class, and I'm like, this is the fucking, no offense, the gayest shit I've ever fucking seen in my life, dude. This sucks.
Yeah. Well, I remember there was like one time I was like living in like an apartment building like downtown, and I was coming back, and then I saw like a protest starting like downtown. And I get back in my apartment, and like a couple of my roommates are home, and I was like, hey, there's a protest. And then they're like, oh, what's it for? And I was like, I don't know. They're like, oh, okay, you wanna go and just like see what's going on? And we were like, yeah. So then we go there, we join up. I was like, oh, this would be a fun time to use the megaphone I bought. So I was like, I'll go there, I'll play around with the megaphone, and then we'll see what's going on. And so we get there, and then it's probably like 50 students going into a building to like interrupt like a faculty or like board meeting. And it was just, I just remember like going up there, like walking in, and I was kind of like, what are we doing? Like, it's the thing where it's like, I can understand if you're motivated or like want to take action or whatever, but it's like, this doesn't seem like this seems like a go to the meeting thing, not like a protest thing, you know?
Yeah.
Because it was also like, I think when they got in there, the board people were just kind of like, okay, like, thank you, like, but we are trying to do the meeting.
Wait, they said thank you for coming in here and disrupting
they're
everything?
like, okay, like thank you, like we understand your like I forget what the issue, but it was like doing a protest for like an administrative like issue essentially. Like it was a thing where it's like it would have been better to just send 5 people to the meeting,
right?
You know,
rather than disrupt the whole thing.
Yeah. Like it'd be like if they stopped serving like a certain size of ice cream at Sonic, and then they're like, let's do a protest at Sonic,
right.
You know, where it's like, how about we just email them?
I remember I was like taking photos at like an anti-gun protest. There was like a bunch of high school students like protesting, and then there was just 3 guys with like a white sheet of paper, black marker, horrible handwriting. It said "SIGs inside," and they were just passing out like the most like 100% like right, like an actual like serious issue,
a good thing to protest.
And then they're like, "Nah, SIGs inside."
SIGs inside.
It just can't be sincere for fucking 5 minutes.
Yeah, because like I would love for there to be more like gun control or whatever. But like I remember, I think it was after the shooting in Vegas. That was when they're like, we need to get rid of these bump stock things. And then I was in Virginia, and my dad was like, hey, this is random, but there's like a gun convention or like gun there's an event about guns where you could go and buy guns like in Virginia. And I remember going with him, and I was like, oh, this is gonna get weird like really, really quickly. And then like you know how like if you go to a music festival, there'll be people who sell drugs, but the way they do is just like they'll have a sign on them, or like they'll hold up a sign. There was a guy doing that for bump stocks. Like he had a backpack and was like, ask me about bump stocks.
Oh God.
I was like, this is it's just the idea that there's people out there who are like, I should buy the thing that just killed a bunch of people.
Right.
Like that's what I should get.
It's so ghoulish,
it's nuts
dude.
to me. I don't
or
understand
like
it
even
all.
like I just cannot imagine like getting on TV the day after like 15 kids are shot and like, well, let's not get crazy here, all right, guys. Like it's like, dude, like,
it's always just one side being like, we should fix the gun laws, and the other side being like, we should not. And then they're like, okay, well, we'll meet in the middle and we'll do nothing.
Yeah.
we'll meet in the middle and we'll do nothing for 10 years.
It's a good compromise.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know why these kids are all so fucked up.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, dude, it's also like, yeah, imagine being a parent now where it's like, all right, well, I'll either risk them getting shot every day, or they'll go to school online and like start barking and growling at people like they're dogs.
Right. Yeah. Or I have to teach them.
Yeah.
Me,
which
who doesn't know
stupid.
anything.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I'm not even confident I could teach a kid like multiplication at this point.
No.
Maybe multiplication, certainly not division.
No.
Yeah.
No, you kidding me?
No. Fuck that.
81 divided by 9. It's 9.
Fuck. But it would be fun to like have a kid and just like spaz on their homework, like whenever they ask for help.
Have a meltdown.
Yeah. Like they asked me that exact question. I'm just like, shut the fuck up. Let me think.
Oh my God.
You think for just a fucking minute. You're always fucking nagging.
I don't know why you even care about this dumb bullshit.
Do you have a calculator on your phone, you fucking idiot?
Yeah.
Yeah, even when I was going through high school, I was kind of like, do we need to know how to do this stuff if we all have like $100 calculator?
Right. Yeah. No, you don't.
Well, yeah, I just remember like it was like a day where it's like, we're going to learn how to graph out these equations, and then it'd be like, now you can also just put it into your calculator. And I was like, well, it's not like we're going to lose all the calculators.
Right. So now don't do it the easy way.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to do it the easy way. Well, how are we doing on time?
We're at probably like 50-ish with the little football break.
Okay. Nice. Do you have any bits you're working out?
It's a really dumb one, and it's very hack, so I'll probably never do it. But I liked the idea. You know, I feel like everyone's got a bit about them being bad at sex or whatever, and I just like the idea of like building up a joke where it's just kind of like I'm not the best at sex. Like, do I last a long time? No. Am I very big down there? No. But do I cuddle and give you warmth after? No. Also,
also no.
Yeah. But do I give you good conversation? No. I phoned it in immediately.
I don't know how to talk to people.
Just like as if there's going to be some payoff where it's like, but I have this redeeming thing, and it's like, no, I don't. It's never coming.
Nope. I will shove you out of the bed.
Yeah.
The second I'm done.
I will get worse over time. So stick around.
Yeah. Once I get what I want.
Oh my God, that made me so annoyed. We were talking about this before we recorded, but there was a girl I was dating at like the very beginning of college, like casually, and is ended up just not working out. And then she worked at the dining hall that was like right across the street from my dorm, and so every time I'd go in there, she would like stare at me angrily, which like I broke it off like gently. Like she was just like, oh, I want to date. I'm like, I'm sorry, like I don't feel the same way. I don't.
Yeah, it's not like you like ghosted her.
Yeah, and then so she would just like stare at me whenever I'd go to get like quesadillas, which sucks because I love quesadillas. And I go to a party one weekend, and there's this guy who's he's playing acoustic guitar. So it's like, I don't know why you're being stingy with me. But then he was like, oh, I actually know who you are. And I was like, that's a weird way to... Don't tell people that. And he was like, yeah, I know this woman. And I was like, oh, like, what? Did she say anything about me? And she's like, yeah, she said you were really nice till you got what you wanted. I was like, what? Fucking go back playing Wonderwall, dude. Don't talk to me. Fuck you. Got what I wanted.
Got what I wanted. Well, hey, I didn't get what I wanted.
Yeah, I actually did. It was actually a not great experience for me.
Yeah. It was pretty bad.
It's pretty bad. But no, I hate that like implication, just because there's like one time in college where like a similar thing happened where I was like seeing this girl, and she was like, oh, like, you know, I want to like go slow before we hook up. And I was like, oh yeah, it's totally fine. So I was like hanging out for like a month and a half, and then we ended up like hooking up. And then it was just like, I think I just didn't text her the next day. And so it was like a couple days later, I was like, hey, like, how are you? And she was like, oh, I didn't expect to hear from you. And I was like, what? Like, yeah, sorry, like, it's finals are coming up. Like, I've been busy. And then she was like, oh, I just figured after we hooked up, like, you never wanted to speak to me again. I was like, no, that...
Hi. Here's me speaking to you.
Here's me texting you right now. And she was like, oh, okay. And she was like, do you want to hang? I'm like, no, not really anymore. I'm not going to like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to like try to claw my way back from a thing I didn't do, you know?
Right. It's not like they're texting you. Like,
yeah, exactly. It was also like, I don't know. I feel like I, watched a lot of movies I didn't really enjoy with you and was pretty polite about it. And, I didn't. It's just weird to be like, oh yeah, like I'm so glad that you're not the biggest piece of shit in the world like I thought you were. And it's kind of like, okay.
You didn't even like, hey, like, are you a piece of shit? Like, if you would have texted me, hey, are you a piece of shit? Like, no, I'm not a piece of shit.
What's also like
studying.
Your whole thing was going slow. Weren't you supposed to suss out if I'm a piece of shit? Like, I don't.
Right. It's been a month and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I'm so excited to be out on the dating market again.
To be out of it?
No, to be back in it, I should say.
Yeah,
out
awesome.
in the wilderness.
Yeah.
Everyone's been saying it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Everyone has really good things to say, especially about that Tinder stuff.
Oh,
Everyone's been saying a lot of really good stuff.
So I'm on the apps.
I'm on all the apps.
I'm on all the apps.
Are you on all the apps?
No, just Tinder.
Just Tinder?
Just Tinder.
Damn, the worst one.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I mean, because I'm not looking for anything serious, so I can't do Hinge. And Bumble, it's like, isn't Bumble kind of like more like, I'm trying to hook up. I'm not looking for, I'm looking for some short-term fun. You know what I mean?
That's fair. In my experience, Tinder's like a fucking meat market, and then Bumble and Hinge are at least a little bit more
like humane.
Yeah, but
I've been struggling with the whole like carrying a conversation thing.
I've been struggling with basic communication.
Yeah, I've been struggling with that. Because I hate texting.
You know what you should do is if next time you're hungover, try doing it then.
Why? That's when I want to talk to people the least. I
just remember when I was single, if I was ever like hungover on Hinge, that was when I was like at my most charming.
Damn, like the Jordan flu game. like
yeah, I think it's just because like who cares? Like whatever.
Yeah. I would just give one word responses like hi. How are you? Oh, me? I'm good.
I think the quickest I remember blowing it on Tinder was I think we had been talking for like 2 hours, and then she was like, "What are you up to right now?" And I was like, "This is gonna sound really bad. I did just buy a sandwich at 7-Eleven." And I was like, "It's not as bad as you think it would be." And then she unmatched me.
Why would you tell her that?
Because that's what I was doing.
I've been camping out at the hot roller tray.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like I was like, this is what I do every day. I definitely.
Oh, I'm just doing my daily ritual of inhaling a 7-Eleven hot dog.
I definitely front loaded it as like, I know this sounds really bad.
Damn, she just full on unmatched you, huh?
I mean, yeah, she probably talked to anyone around her in her life. It was like, hey, this guy's eating sandwiches at 7-Eleven. They're like, get rid of him.
Disease.
Yeah. Dude, I remember, because that was, it was like around the corner from my house, like for a couple years. And there was like, you ever have like a store where there's like one employee who's always there and you fucking hate interacting with them?
Oh, yeah.
It was this guy who would watch like YouTube videos at full volume on his phone. And then me and all my roommates were probably in and out of that 7-Eleven like 3 times a week for 2 years. And every time he would ask us if we want to sign up for the point system. And it was like, I think one time I said like, I have no interest in being part of this system.
I'm never going to say yes.
And it was just like, I just hate when it's like, you will not stop being annoying until I'm kind of rude to you. I hate when that's the situation. I'm forced to,
like
when I'm forced to be mean.
You're making me be an asshole here.
You're making me do this.
Like going to fucking Wildside in Portland and just being upsold at every single fucking opportunity. Yeah. And it's like, oh, do you want to buy this? It's like, you're gonna make me spaz on you. Like,
it's like, someone's telling you to do this.
And it's so funny because like there's a lot of like cute girls that work there and like they'll upsell me. I'm like, no thanks. Maybe next time. It's like a guy. I'm like, shut the fuck up. I literally, like, one guy gave me this whole like soliloquy on one of the products, and I was just like, oh, did you practice that one? Did you practice that one in the mirror? It was pretty good.
That is good. Yeah, I had one guy there who he was trying to upsell me, and I think I bought like a pipe or something, and he was like, do you want anything else, like a mushroom grow kit? I was like, what? Is that the thing that you think I'm like? Right. You know what? I do. And he was like, yeah, it's in. I think I said like, oh, I didn't even know that was legal. And he was like, yeah, well, it's a cool loophole because it's not mushrooms, so it's legal. I was like, that is a cool loophole.
That is a cool loophole. What is it then?
Yeah.
What the fuck is it then?
Yeah. And then he was like, yeah, we also have mushroom gummies. Just what I would not do is I bought a bag and ate the entire thing all at once, and that was a little bit too much.
Was the entire thing a little too much?
Which I like that. I like that kind of attitude.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, no, this thing, I guess I'll eat the whole thing.
Let's eat all of it.
And then afterwards being like, oh, I hope it isn't too much.
God, I think that might have been a little too much.
Might have been a little bit too much. But I think he said, like, I needed a night where I just stare in the mirror for 6 hours.
What? Why? Why do you need that?
Pal, you got troubles.
What are you, fucking Vietnam veteran?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? You work at a head shop. Yeah. What are you talking about?
We're at like hour 3. You wanna keep going? Or are you good?
I think I'm good. Are you good?
I'm good. All right, folks. That was CarCat.
Whoa.
That was CarCast.
This is CarCast.
Confidently wrong.
CarCast.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully this went okay and people will listen to it.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.